One of the most important things you could ever do as a mobile nail tech is to make sure you have everything you need for every single service. If your bag isn't packed right, you're setting yourself up for chaos. Here are 6 things every mobile nail tech needs in their kit. The first thing that every mobile nail tech needs in their kit is a mini portable vacuum. This is so convenient. It picks up dust pretty well. I probably rate it a 7 out of 10. When you're working in client spaces, you don't necessarily want to get dust everywhere. So I think the portable vacuum, plus your regular dust collector are a great combo to minimize the amount of dust in your client spaces. The next thing that I highly recommend that you always keep in your kit are some extra trash bags. I usually just get some really cheap thin garbage bags from like the Dollar Tree, and these really come in handy because one, you don't want to be relying on your client's trash, especially if you don't know the situation of the setup. You also don't want to be responsible for any chemicals or anything that you may leave back. And another thing about the trash bags is when you're doing something like a pedicure service and you have dirty towels or your dirty gloves or your dirty mask, it is nice to just be able to put it in your own bag, tuck it in your kit, and then deal with it later on when you get either back to your suite or when you get back to your house. The third thing that every mobile nail tech absolutely needs in their nail kit are gloves and masks. I always work with a mask no matter what because I don't like all of the harmful dust and chemicals to get in my nostrils. I do this for a living, so breathing all of the harsh chemicals in and all of the dust in daily is really bad for my health. So I always make sure that I wear a mask for that reason. And then I always wear gloves during every service to prevent contact dermatitis. The fourth thing you should always keep in your mobile nail tech kit are soak off clips and soak off aluminums and some cotton. I really like these foils because they come with the padding in the middle. So you already know, like, this is where the nail goes to soak off. But I also don't think that the padding is thick enough. So that is why I suggest you to have cotton, because you can put the cotton on top of the padding on the foil and then add your acetone. And then I feel like you just get faster results that way. That's a little side note and a hack, by the way. Especially because I find that when you're using the soak off bowls, you kind of use way more acetone because you're like the client's whole entire finger has to soak in that bowl. So you have to fill it with a lot of acetone. And sometimes I just don't want to use a lot of acetone. These are the clips. So they're perfect. They have like this curved shape and they just fit right over the nail like that. And sometimes I just put it over the foil so that I can get like double pressure on the acetone on the nail so that it can like soak off faster, if you know what I mean. The next thing that I highly recommend every single mobile nail tech to have in their kit is an extension cord. Yes, an extension cord. Trust me, you never know where you're going to be servicing a client. Sometimes it's okay to put two. Just put two in the case because you never know where the setup is going to be and if you're going to be next to an outlet. If you are not next to an outlet and you have something like your dust collector to plug in or your UV light, how in the world are you going to do that if you cannot reach the outlet? So it is super important to have one of these. Also, make sure it has the 3 holes and not just 2. Just want to make sure that every single thing that you plug in is going to fit. You're welcome. Last but not least, every mobile nail tech needs a light. Every mobile nail tech needs a light. Bring your own light. Now, specifically, I suggest you get one that has a clip on it because if it has a clip on it, you can attach it to more things in order to see what you need to see. Okay, if it's one of those lamps that just sits on a desk, what happens when you're doing a pedicure and you don't want to take your desk out? What are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? And the other thing is you can't always depend on your client's lighting because you just never know what the situation is going to be. I have been in situations where I will service a client who is kind of like on bed rest. So it's a little darker, it's a little dimmer in the room. They don't really want the lights up or they're a little tired. They're going to take a nap after their service. So, the lights are kind of low. That's no problem because guess what? I always have my light. Okay. You have to be prepared. You never know what situation you're going to walk into. So everything listed in this video will be in my Amazon storefront. Thanks for tuning into this video. I hope I was able to help all the mobile nail techs out there. If you are a mobile nail tech and you want more super helpful mobile nail tech content, make sure you follow me or subscribe depending on what platform you're seeing this video. And I hope to see you in the next one.